What's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. We have a ton of things to talk about in the world of DC today. Of course, CCXP in Brazil happened yesterday. I didn't get to cover it because I'm currently moving out of my apartment, but it's about 3 a.m. and I had to cover this news for you guys. So I'm going to quickly give my thoughts and kind of a quick little trailer breakdown of the Wonder Woman 1984 trailer. I thought it was amazing. But before that, I want to run down some quick stories for you, some other announcements that happened at CCXP in Brazil. And if I did leave anything out and you followed the live stream, please let me know in the comments below and we'll talk about it in the future. So, Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, those things were announced at CCXP Comic-Con. And Shazam 2, not really a surprise to me because it was so really well received by critics. We all know the Black Adam is coming, and the inevitable confrontation between them two is just sure to unfold throughout the next couple movies, so I'm really excited about that. Aquaman 2, it's a no-brainer. It made $1 billion at the box office. Hopefully the whole team's coming back to hopefully expand on that universe that James Wan created. We have Batman phoning in saying he's going to be at, or not Batman himself, but Matt Reeves, the director of the Batman, couldn't be there but did phone in to the audience letting them know that he's going to be at CCXP in 2020. So that is really exciting. Of course, cannot wait till we get more of the Batman. There's been tons of announcements coming out and I can't wait to see what we have in stock there. Now, we also had James Gunn, who called in from the set of the Suicide Squad. He couldn't be there because he's filming, but he announced that. And then another little tidbit that we got was that WB is working on a movie about the Amazons with Patty Jenkins producing. That's really interesting. I'm sure there's a lot of interesting stories to dive into in the world of Themyscira and the Amazons, so I'm really excited for that. And lastly, I want to let you guys know at the end of this video, I'm going to tag a clip. Ryan Reynolds supports the Snyder Cut. It's pretty hilarious. That's going to be at the end of this video. But with that being said, let's get to this Wonder Woman trailer. Now, I'm just going to quickly go through it and give my thoughts. So the trailer, guys, I thought it was awesome. It surpassed my expectations for sure. I was a little worried about this if you've seen my previous video, just because of all the crazy rumors that have dropped. But of course, you can't always believe all that stuff, and you got to wait till we see the actual footage. Now, the trailer opens up with a shot of Diana and Steve Trevor's watch, kind of letting us know that he's going to be returning, as we've seen. And then we get this dialogue between Kristen Wiig and Gal Gadot, of course Cheetah and Wonder Woman, and we get to see their little friendship that's going on before it turns to envy. And we know that Cheetah is going to be in this movie, so inevitably Barbara Minerva is going to be really going up against Wonder Woman, and this friendship won't last the whole movie probably. And yeah, it's a pretty quirky relationship. I like what's going on right now, and I think that's probably why they chose Kristen Wiig, because they wanted someone who can give that quirkiness and deliver on some comedic elements. So that's cool. Trailer opens up with Blue Monday, a classic 80s song. It's pretty cool. Gal Gadot, of course, you know, being in, this is a huge time jump for her, so seeing her in the 80s is going to be really interesting. The outfit obviously changed. The aesthetic of the movie is really colorful and bright, and of course the 80s. Who's not obsessed with the 80s? That's why I absolutely love seeing the nostalgia trip that we're going to get in this movie. And yeah, we got the mall scene, classic mall scene, in which we get to see and hear Pedro Pascal's character. Of course, Pedro Pascal most recently is in The Mandalorian, was in Game of Thrones, so I'm really excited to see him. And he's saying something about getting everything you've ever wanted, and you know, the 80s was a time of excess, so of course this is a perfect time for a character like him. So we get Wonder Woman swinging through the mall, and then we get another shot, here we go, on a old school TV with Pedro Pascal kind of selling people things, selling people a dream on a teleprompter essentially. And Wonder Woman takes down these two bad guys and throws her tiara to break these security cameras. Really interesting what that might mean for the story. But yeah, Wonder Woman in all her glory. Get a shot of her looking at an airplane, and everyone's like wondering, are we gonna get the invisible jet? And everyone thought it might be kind of ridiculous back then, but now that I'm seeing this, I could totally see this happening. The invisible jet is going to be in this movie. I'm really thinking that's happening. So we get another shot of Barbara Minerva. It looks to be in some sort of lab, or possibly the museum she works in, looking to the right, and looks like she's being tempted by something. And another shot of Steve Trevor's watch, And then we get the curious return of Steve Trevor in this ballroom dance. He gives her his watch, kind of like what happened at the end of Wonder Woman 1, and she just embraces him. But this is really kind of strange, because how is Steve Trevor really going to return, right? And then we get a shot of this satellite, and this is really kind of hinting at a kind of a famous Maxwell Lord storyline in which he uses Brother Eye to, I think it was called Brother something else, Brother Eye to unleash the Project OMAC, which in the comics you guys might know there's a bunch of people who are turned into weapons to fight the Justice League, because Maxwell Lord essentially is able to control them with Brother Eye. So maybe that's what they're hinting at this story. But yeah, that's what I'm assuming. You get to see Maxwell Lord with this weird little rock, this artifact. Maybe this is what gives him his powers to kind of manipulate people, or maybe this is what gives Cheetah the powers. Who knows? Or is it what brings Steve Trevor's back? It's really interesting. And then we get the shot that we've seen behind the scenes photos of with Diana on the street. More Pedro Pascal. He looks kind of funky in this role, to be honest. Then we get the shot from the trailer where she has this action scene, and this action scene is pretty badass, where she's taking one of the bullets out of the gun, hitting it back at someone else. We get a shot of Kristen Wiig again as Barbara Minerva walking through a party, looking like a totally different character than what we saw at the beginning of this trailer. Something is going on with her. Could we be seeing the transformation here? Possibly. And we get the shots of them two in a jet, Steve Trevor and Diana, in the jet with a bunch of the fireworks going on. Really getting some Stranger Things vibe. If you've seen the last season of Stranger Things, it seems like this is taking place on the 4th of July too. And yeah, we would get some explosions, more of the White House scene, and I love how the lasso has like a mind of its own. Definitely defying the laws of physics, but I'm okay with it. And this shot is probably my favorite shot of the trailer, where she's running high speed. Diana's kind of a speedster, guys, so she's running at high speed down the city, and it pops back to, a past clip of her as a kid running with her Amazon sisters, and it looks pretty awesome. I love this clip of them training here. And then we get another shot of Barbara Minerva kind of, possibly transforming into the cheetah. And more action shots of them on the street. Diana, of course, it doesn't look like she's going to be flying in this movie, but there's going to be a lot of jumping. And the craziest thing is seeing her lasso lightning. This is absolutely nuts. Like, this is so outrageous, but it kind of matches the whole theme of the movie. The 80s, it's just outrageous. Everything is excess, and we're getting a lot over here. But it's pretty badass. I know she is a demigod and the daughter of Zeus, so I just think this is badass, and this is super cool. And it's kind of playing into some of the things we've heard from the leaks, which I won't go into here. But it looks cool seeing it on screen, and of course, the golden eagle armor. This is awesome. Now she's breaking off the wings here. And man, this looks badass. And of course, she's probably, and what I'm speculating, she's going to be vulnerable for some reason. Maxwell Lord does something to her where she needs to prepare for war. I guess she always brings these armor out in times of war, or when she's going to go to war in the comics. So this suit looks badass. I'm not sure how much. I'm wondering how much they're going to actually have the actual wings on her and the helmet. But outside of that, costumes, I love it. And you got this little quirky scene at the end with the fish out of water thing, where Steve Trevor, thinks that a trash can is a piece of art. So overall, I think it's pretty interesting. I do have some thoughts on, hey, what might potentially happen with the Brother Eye thing happening. I'm thinking this could kind of fit in. And again, I know I've heard they've retconned this, but we've seen in Batman v Superman that Diana's been gone for X amount of time, and could this movie possibly show why? And I know I've heard they've retconned it, but I think this movie could even work with that. And this is just me speculating. I know nothing about this. This is just a theory, and I'm probably wrong. But if I think what's going to happen at the end of this movie, this is no spoilers at all. This is just my theory. If Diana, knowing what happens in the comics to Maxwell Lord, if she's going to have to off Maxwell Lord because he has some sort of manipulative power over possibly her friend Barbara Minerva, or Steve Trevor, or maybe the world with Brother Eye, she's going to have to off him. But I'm thinking that with, you know, all the cameras being enacted and you know, surveillance being enacted in the 80s and in the malls and things like that, perhaps Maxwell Lord, kind of like what happened in Spider-Man, will air Wonder Woman, you know, snapping his neck. The world gets to see her murdering someone. Perhaps that's why she goes off into hiding at the end of this movie. That was just a guess. I'm not really sure. Of course, I don't think the Project OMAC is gonna happen like in the comics, especially because this is not a Justice League movie. But I'm really interested in this trailer overall. Really excited for this movie. It did its job. It hyped me up for this movie way more than I was before. So let me know your guys' thoughts on the trailers, guys, or the trailer, and let me know your theories on the movie. Don't drop anything from the leaks, please, in the comments. And again, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, guys. Peace.
Was a character who basically made like $1 billion with a variety of different inventions and that sort of thing. And he has this moment that something kind of somewhat terrible happens to him, and he witnesses something terrible and decides to use his money instead to make a difference and sort of bypass all the government sort of nonsense that you would usually have to go through to take out a dictator. So he recruits these 5 other people. Each of them have a very specialized skill set, and they form this team in kind of a reluctant family. Which I guess what I'm trying to say is this is the Snyder Cut.